Hi guys, it's Drew here at Card My Eye, and sorry about the late upload on this video. My camera battery charger was nowhere to be found after the first one, so I ordered another one. It just came in, I charged my battery, and I'm doing this right after. So, this is video for part 2 of the Father's Day mini album kit. We're going to be doing part 2 of the album. This is a really simple and easy part. If you have already done part 1, I'll make sure to click right there. You'll see on the screen right there, you'll see a little link to go to the part 1 video where you'll find how to assemble the pages, but now we're going to be doing the binding and completing of the book. So in the first part, what I showed you how to do was this here, remember how oh here it is, this piece actually goes here, kind of fell off because remember how I just added a little bit of glue. I still have yet to glue it down. But in the first part we made our pages, so make sure to go back to the first part of the video. Again, I'll link it below. So I made this, but now I'm going to show you how to bind it and everything. So essentially, to bind your book, what you're going to need to cut out is a 1 inch long or 1 inch wide by 6.5 inch wide strip of craft cardstock that you got in your kit. So again, 1 inch by 6.5 inch, and you're going to score it at the 1/2 inch mark. So you're going to have a 1/2 inch by 6.5 inch long strip. And then what you're going to do is you're going to add some sticky strip adhesive, and right now I only have this scrapbook adhesive, sticky strip adhesive, so I don't have my score tape with me. I can't find it somewhere, so I'm just going to adhere that on, and this is a 1/4 inch, so if you could see that there. So you're going to put it on the inside and close it. So basically what you're now going to have is a piece of cardstock that is a 1/2 inch by 6.5 inch that's been doubled over. If you see what I mean by that, it's been doubled over. So after you have this, then what you're going to want to do is you're going to take your sticky strip, and this is where I kind of like to lay mine out like this, but of course if you have score tape it's a lot easier. You're going to add it onto half of one side. So since this is a 1/4 inch, you're just going to want an 1/8 inch of the sticky strip on one side. So just like that, I'm going to rip it off here. And I'm going to peel this up so you can see I have a little bit of an excess hangover. And I'm going to fold it over the opposite side. And what this is going to do is then, this is going to be what's going to be our binding. So if you see what I did there, I just wrapped basically sticky strip on either side of the piece. I'm hoping you can kind of see that. There's sticky strip on that side, and there's also some on this side. So what I'm going to do is on your paper bag, because your flap is going to be opening, man, this is just not sticking. Anyways, basically your flap is going to be opening this way. You're going to want your binding on this side here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up this, so you have your little paper bag opening, and I'm going to stick inside our little sort of binding like thing, and basically you're just going to want to center it, or attempt to center it. Just like that size, you can see you have a little pop out. Make sure it's all right on both sides, and press it down. And then as you'll see, that opening cannot open anymore because we have this one right here, because our hinge or little closures in there, if you know what I mean by that. So this is what's going to be bound, so that way it doesn't interfere with any of our pockets or anything like that. So this is the parts that's going to be bound. Now what you're going to do with this is you're going to punch 3 holes. Now I have already done that on another page. As you can see, I have 3 holes punched in it. So I'm just going to use this as a guide. But basically you're going to want to punch one at the top of your closure, or your little flap, or whatever you want to call this. You're going to want to punch one at the top, at the bottom, and in the center. So I'm just going to use this to punch them, and try to find your smallest hole punch. I find that works the best is if you use your smallest hole punch. And I'm just going to punch these really quickly, just like that. As you can see, we have 3 holes punched in it. Now we can start assembling. So basically, I have not done the other 5 pages. There's 6 pages that's going to look exactly identical to this. Of course, you're going to have your pattern paper on the front here, but you're going to have 6 pages exactly identical to this. Again, you'll find it in part 1 how to assemble the page. And so just pretend that these are these. So you're going to have another 5 pages. So as you can see, I have another 5 pages here. Move that out of the way. Another 5 pages. You have this page, and then you have 5 more pages. And again, just pretend like these pages look like this one here. Because after you're done with the album, it's going to have all of the pages looking like this. So let's just pretend that they all look identical. Just like that. So let's just pretend that they all look identical to this, even though they don't. But these are just plain right now. Okay, so I hope you're understanding what I'm saying. So then I'm going to stack these up on each other, and you're going to have your 3 little holes, or your holes along your edges. As you can see, the holes are there. What you're going to then do is you got some cotton cording in your kit. It looks like this. You're going to thread a needle onto one end of your cotton cording, and I suggest you cut it at about probably 25 inches. And you're going to need 3 strips. So just cut it in 3 equal strips out of your long, huge piece that you get. So this is your cotton cording. I threaded it onto a needle. And this is what's going to be making our binding. Oh, wait. Don't do that yet. I totally forgot about the covers. Okay. So in your kit, you did not receive chipboard. But as you see, this is a nice, thick piece. What I did was I recycled the box that your kit comes in. So just use the box that your kit comes in, or use another box that you have around the house, or cardboard, or a piece of chipboard, or anything you want to use. I just recycled the box, that way I didn't have to include chipboard, because that would up the price of the kit. But as you can see, this is a corrugated board, because it came from that priority mail box, and I'm hoping you can see what I mean by corrugated board there. There we go. This is corrugated board. And what this is cut at is 5 inches by 7.5 inches. And then I adhered 5 inch by 7.5 inch pattern paper on either side. So that's what you're going to do. And again, I'll show you. I'll show you how to do that. You're gonna see, as you can see, this was from the medium flat rate box that your guys' kit came in. So you're gonna cut a 5.5 inch by, or 5 inch by 7.5 inch. Again, I'll put all the things on the screen. And you're gonna have your patterned paper cut to 5 inches by 7.5 inches. And you're going to add adhesive all the way around those edges there. And you're just gonna align this up on here. Just like that, and you're going to flip it over. And of course, as you can see, I have quite a bit of a hangover there, but just for the tutorial, I'm just going to leave it there and cut it off later. So you're going to want to add your tape, or your liquid glue, or whatever you like to use as adhesive, and apply your 5 inch by 7.5 inch paper onto your 5 inch by 7.5 inch board. Corrugated cardboard. So you're going to have 2 covers, one front and one back. A nice thick corrugated board. I'm hoping you could see what I mean by corrugated board. Like that. There's a corrugated board. So then after you have that, you're going to then take your little thing here, and everything's falling off because I used that adhesive that was not strong in my last video. And I'm going to center this on here. Just like that, and I'm going to punch the holes. As you can see, it's centered there and there. There's a perfect little length in between them. And so I'm just going to punch my holes, making sure that it's on there. Punch it there, there, and there. So you're going to have your 3 holes punched in your cover. And you're also going to want to punch them in your... this way here, in your back cover. So you're going to punch, punch, and punch. So you're going to have, again, your 3 holes punched in this one as well. And what you're going to want to do is you're going to take your pages, again with the flap opening to the right-hand side, and you're going to stack them all on top of each other. So that way they look like this. And then you're going to take your front cover, whichever page you want to use as your front cover. I'm just going to use this one here. And I'm going to put it there. And then I'm going to take my back cover and I'm going to put it here. Or, yeah, just like this. Okay, now this is kind of the tricky part. Now you're going to need your needle and your thread. Again, cut your piece into thirds. What you're going to do for the binding is, I'm hoping that you'll be able to see this. I'm just going to do one. I'm going to do this one right here. And I'm hoping it's not really focusing, but... zoom out a little bit. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to take your cover and you're going to put this needle through your cover and your first page. Your cover and your first page. Just like this, and you're going to pull your thread through, making sure just to leave a little bit of a tail. Then what you're going to do is you're going to put it back through your cover, your first page, and your second page. So just thread that through and pull that kind of tight there. Just making sure that the little loop here goes on the outside. And then you're going to go through your second page and your third page and into your fourth page. Just make sure that your string does not get tangled. So basically you're going to go back through the page you did before and add on a page now extra. So go back through your third page and through your fourth page and add on a fifth page. Just like so. And you're going to go back through your fourth page and your fifth page, or through your fifth page, and you're going to add on a sixth page. Bring that through. So as you're going to see, you're going to start getting this like loopy binding edge there. And you're going to go back through your fifth page and your sixth page and add on your seventh page. And I'm probably like confusing you because this string's getting caught everywhere. But it's really simple. You're just going to go through you're just going to go through the page that you just, if you strung through this page, you're going to go back a page, go through the hole of your next one, and add on a new page. So then you're going to add on your next page, which happens to be the very last cover. And then just to secure it, I'm going to go through this page and this page, but I'm not going to be adding on a new page. And after you have all those done, you're going to take your little thread here and tie a simple knot right there and just kind of tighten it up a bit. And then what you could do is you could use your scissors just to trim it, and I like to kind of keep them just a bit long. That way they have a little something to hold on to, and you could also add glue on that knot. But then that's going to be your binding. It's really simple. So just re-watch that little clip if you need to know how to restitch it. So as you can see, your pages will flip really nicely in your book here. They really flip nice. And when you have all three pages, they also do. So what you're going to do to the other two holes is exactly what we did with this one. Just string through your first and your second, go back through your first and your second and add on a third, go back through your second and your third and add on a fourth, go back through your third and your fourth and add on a fifth, go back through your fourth and your fifth and add on a sixth, and then go back through your fifth and your sixth and add on your seventh page. And then that's all you have to do to your binding. And that's really simple. Now, because, where'd my little, here it is. As you can see, your pages flip super nicely and cleanly in the album. They really are a nice, it's a really nice page binding there. So to hide up that, as you could probably tell in there, you do have that like loopy sort of thing right there. And sorry guys, my phone's ringing right now. So sorry about that. But then to get the hinge or the spine to cover up your book pages, to get this little spine thingy here, you could totally leave it like this if you sort of like that kind of rustic look here. It kind of adds that rustic feel to your album edge. But just to cover it up, if you'd like to, you could cut a piece of 2.5 inch by 7.5 inch cardstock and score it at 3/4 inch on either side. So you're just going to lay it on your score mat and score it at 3/4 inch, flip it around and score it at 3/4 inch. Then you could punch the edges with your favorite edge punch. In my case, I used this Martha Stewart cornice punch to punch this edge here. It's like a scallop spike sort of thing. You're going to punch the edge, and then all you have to do is just take your book and attach it on like this. You're just going to use sticky strip on this edge, sticky strip on this edge, and attach it on. And of course, once you have them all your pages covered with pattern paper, it's going to be thicker and it's going to fill up this area. And you might want to add pictures before you add on your spine. That way you could adjust the spine length if your book gets thicker because of the pictures. You could adjust your spine to the width of your book. So I hope that made sense, you guys, to make the Father's Day mini album part 2. Please watch this over to watch this part again, but basically you're going to punch the three holes and do your binding. Again, our cover measures 5 inches by 7.5 inches, cut from the corrugated board, covered with patterned paper, and the holes were punched. So after you're done, your album will look something like this. Again, with your flip page and your pocket right there. So really nice flip page and pocket. And, of course, this will fit perfectly inside of your box once you're all done. And you could totally just treasure this album. Put pictures of your son or daughter in this album for Father's Day or whatever you'd like to do. So I hope you enjoyed this Father's Day album. And I will catch you guys next time for our next project. Bye, everyone.